There we go. Now I see the recording sign. Okay, great. Hey, everybody. My name is Nathan Segal. I would like you to meet Chad and Holly Green Oxted. 2 months ago, Holly had a massive seizure. And when she came out of it, she asked Chad something shocking. Who are you? What almost killed her was the stress of working with the wrong clients. And after that, by accident, she put systems in place to run their business and to attract their perfect client. The result was a book called The Attraction Code. And their Facebook group is all about empowering you to attract your perfect unicorn client in the most authentic way and to automate client attraction. Chad and Holly, thanks for joining me today.
Hey, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. I mean, reaching out to you guys and connecting, and here we are. So, Holly, I'm really curious about what happened to you. You said you had a massive brain seizure. What was the trigger?
So ultimately what happened, a lot of it was stress and overworking. The very core of it was actually a very core trauma that had happened that had set my whole life into living in our nervous system. It has a fight or flight response and then our chill out and relax response systems. And my fight or flight has pretty much been on overdrive a good majority of my life. So by becoming an entrepreneur and doing everything that we do, ultimately what ended up happening was just the burnout of stress and having a high fight or flight response system ultimately started to set triggers of seizures after having seizures for about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 months, multiple a day. I had one that was the biggie, and Chad's always better at sharing the story because I wasn't really there.
You weren't.
So to clarify before you go further, these are epileptic seizures or something else?
They started last November, absolutely from nowhere. After going, we went to a medical doctor to make sure there was no major things going on with my brain. And then from there, we switched over to a more holistic approach. I just believe in holistic and natural and functional medicine. And ultimately what we found, it's been a journey, and our discovery was ultimately the results of untreated PTSD, and which resulted in RSD and CRPS. All of these are an overdrive of your sympathetic nervous system, which years and years and years of being in a fight or flight response, it starts wearing on your brain. Your brain doesn't like it. It's too much on it. And it literally, if you could think of a computer's motherboard who overfried and overheated, was what happened. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when she had the major seizure, it was about 30, 40 minutes of off and on of seizures, and me dumping CBD down her throat and a bunch of vitamins that are supposed to calm her down.
Mm-hmm.
When she came out of it, she said, "Where am I?" That was the first question. And then the next question was "Who are you?"
Wow.
I think it was "Who am I?" first. She didn't know who she was. She didn't know who I am. She didn't know who her family was. She didn't know where she was. It was all of that. And
literally at one moment I thought I came from another planet maybe to come and help humanity. I know that sounds really silly, but I literally knew nothing of anything that was going on. I woke up and I was just here and there was nothing. And I literally, that went through my head, did I come from somewhere else? And I almost felt I'm here for a purpose. That, I knew that, above anything, I knew I was here for a purpose. I didn't know how I got here, but I knew I was here for a purpose, and to really empower and impact humanity and give them, it's crazy because I didn't know anything else, but I knew that. And that was enough to go on. That's all I needed.
Wow. Yeah, seizures. I can't say I've ever experienced one. I'm very thankful I haven't. But
Yeah.
so like um, like in terms of the memory loss, like how bad was it? I mean, you did talk about it in your book, but
I did. Yeah, it was. To be honest, that seizure fried out like my frontal lobe and the pons region of my brain. So your frontal lobe is like your speaking, your decision making, your
wow.
functioning. Really, you function everything in your frontal lobe of your brain, and your
Hmm.
pons region is like the very, it's like the stem of it all, and that is what carries all of your memories. And now I've gotten a lot of my memories back as I've been healing and working with a functional neurologist of balancing the brain. I've learned so many cool things from this. I can definitely see how it's worked for us in
Hmm.
our life, and it's been a really incredible, fascinating journey. Um, but sometimes I lose. There's still effects today, as in like I lose like my track of where I'm going. If I go in like a flow, I got it. If I stop and try to get back to it, I completely, like, where was I? What was I talking about? I need a little back on track sometimes. And as far as memory, I don't know if all my memories have come back. I know that the ones that have, I've been able to really work through, which has been really powerful. I've had memories come up from when I was 3 that I've suppressed my entire life. So PTSD, like I was subconsciously living, like my subconscious knew what I went through. I learned how to disassociate at a very young age and keep that in a
Yeah.
very subconscious part of my brain. So by all of this, it's been able to come up into my conscious so I can really get healing from it. So that's been really important and powerful.
After we do this, after we finish this whole bit thing, uh, I want to share with you a couple of things that might be useful to you because I haven't had a background in seizures, but I have had a background to do with problems with self-sabotage caused by severe trauma and suffering most of my life from dissociative amnesia. And several years ago, and I know this isn't the main topic of what we're doing, but several years ago, I learned a technique to recover my memory from amnesia. And it was a result of watching a video. And when I applied the technique, literally the next day, my memories came back.
Oh,
And so later on, I want to share that with you because it might help you too.
absolutely. Yep. And other people, I believe everything that we've gone through and experienced was here to help other people.
Yeah.
And
So,
so, go ahead.
so with the seizure and everything else, like, what was the major change? Like, how did it change it?
Well, the major challenge with that is I had to set up, I had to start from scratch. I had to relearn everything. I've been mastering and focusing on systems and building my business online and my career and really making an impact in people and doing all this cool things. And then all of a sudden it was like, he's sharing with me everything I'm doing, and I'm looking through and just scrolling through my laptop and pictures and looking at Facebook. And we were really open on Facebook. We were really authentic.
Mm-hmm.
People would be messaging me of how we met. And it was scary, like totally authentic. It was scary. And I knew that, again, I was there for a purpose. I took that, and like that is what drove me, is like I don't know anything except I'm here for a very specific reason. And so that got me really intentional about everything. Like I got to look at all of our business like totally objectively with no stories attached to it of failure or success. There was nothing. I was just looking with like a fresh set of eyes over our business and what it was that we did. And by doing that, I think our systems are more on point than they have ever been for ourselves. Like, we've done a lot of work for clients, and sometimes when you do work for clients, your stuff gets like put on the back, like last, right? You got to take care of your clients, and then that's ended up what happened. But because of this, we were like, we need our own systems in place. So when, God forbid, who knows what could happen in life, right? And even if life is life, and enjoy life and have leverage at the same time. So it really allowed us to be very intentional, that we were absolutely passionate and loved what we did,
Mm-hmm.
and that we have our own systems set super strong for ourselves and can now have a team in place. That was another thing that was been really important, is my ability in leadership to be able to delegate. And really my main focus today is, like, I may not be able to do all of the technical stuff that I used to be able to do. However, I've trained a really great team and they can.
Yeah.
So now
Sure.
my skills are now in leadership for my team and raising the team up and our culture and our group and our people, and being able to give in a totally different way that is good for everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
being on a computer screen for too long and doing things that are really out of your zone of absolute genius. Like I can build websites really, really good. I could get one done like in probably a couple hours. Is that my best thing to do? Right. So that's been really important. Through that, we've really been really intentional about both of us staying in our absolute zone of genius and making sure that we have solid systems in place for us all the time and that we're always able to leverage.
Right. So you were talking about an accidental change that allowed you to build to where you are now. What was that change? What did it look like?
I kind of what a couple of things of us just only focusing in our zone of genius, what we love to do.
Mm-hmm.
A team that can do the things that we don't want to do, and setting up systems so that our business is running without us. We have a team on LinkedIn that's reaching out to people and connecting. We have Facebook ads that are out there building relationships and generating leads and doing all that stuff.
Video content, podcasts. We have content out there that's always working for us. Our business is never, excuse me, this is my hour of mindfulness alarm that I set. Be aware to be mindful every hour, take a break. And that's, sorry,
so those are really the things right there that we've put in place that has allowed us to really kind of expand outside of ourselves. You can only handle, you can only get paid on what you can do. And what most entrepreneurs, they mess up is that it doesn't, or excuse me, you can only get paid on the work that you like supervise, and you not supervise, but you facilitate.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter who does it. It matters about like that it gets done. Right. And so we have a team that actually does the technical building of funnels. We have a copywriter on staff. We have a girl that does Facebook ads for us. We have a guy that's our technical guy, Scott, that just like literally, if we have something that we both want to punch ourselves in the face for, technically wise, we just hit him up and say, hey, go do this.
Rather than what we would do in our past is like, oh, I can do it. And then I would go and do it. And it just started wiping me out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been really huge. So now our energy with our team is we're the ones behind the strategy and the actions. And, really I've gotten really interested in how they work and where their gifts are and making sure that everyone is in their right gifts to really succeed. And it's become an entity that's much more than just Chad and Holly. Like, we've really become something that's just for transformation. It's been really awesome.
So when you talk about attracting the ideal client, what kind of process do you go through to set up that attraction process? What do you do?
Yeah, so we have something called the perfect triangle, and we came up with this at an event. Well, so we always knew that we wanted to work with people that were profitable, that had the money to actually pay us what we deserve, right? So that was super important. So we did that. And the next thing was that really like, who could we make the impact as? Like our services, the people that you can make we love working with people that are empowerment driven. More importantly, people that are not like the most amazing marketers ever. You know, we can do their systems.
Okay.
They can buy a funnel. Like, we can do that stuff, and we can kind of be their team. But like, we're not really making a transformation in their life. The people that we can make the biggest transformation are the people that are just like beginner marketers to medium level marketers. So in that area is really our perfect client, because we literally tell them one thing and it completely transforms their life.
So they could be a coach offline and be doing really well offline. But when it comes to online, they're like, I'm a coach. I coach people. That's what I do. I'm a speaker. I'm off at speaking engagements. I'm doing all of these things. That's what I do. I don't do this.
Right.
Those are our perfect people.
Yeah, those.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Because they have, they're making good money, but they're not. They want more freedom. They want to be able to transition online because they know the leverage of the internet. They know the power of being able to travel and work anywhere in the world. We had one of our clients, Amber. She actually sold her house and she was going nomadic, and she needed help transitioning online. So she came to us. We ended up actually going through her pricing structure. We doubled her prices on the back end, set up her system on how to basically her process, or helped her build her process, helped her build her community, so that she could, kind of congregate her people. And then we helped her with her messaging to get it out there into the world. And she went out and signed $138,000 worth of signed contracts in 6 weeks of joining our coaching program.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I remember reading it and going, wow. Don't know what you did, but certainly a very interesting process.
Yeah, so ultimately...
So, I've asked you a number of questions, and I wish I had a deeper insight into your business too. And so what I'm thinking is that, apologies for my internet connection, I'm having trouble on this end, but for someone who's listening to us talk now, what would you want them most to know about what you do?
We create transformation. I think that's really ultimately what the biggest thing is we don't sell information. We might put out information to attract people, but ultimately what we're out for is transformation of people. We really use this marketing stuff as a lead magnet, and it attracts our people. The whole client attraction thing is awesome, and teaching them how to make more money is awesome, but ultimately what we're out for is transformation of people. And we attract people by the client attraction process, teaching them the client attraction process, getting their messaging, getting their offers, getting all that stuff. And we love that, or we really like that stuff.
Because that's what's going to bring a part of the transformation, no doubt, is being able to have systems put in place and really doing what it is that you're purposeful and passionate about doing, right? If you have a vision to go and do something and you're doing something totally off, like eventually the consequences of that could even be a physical one. So it's really, really something that we're both really passionate about, is giving that quantum impact in people's lives on all angles. It's helping them put together their programs and their systems and being able to scale that out and leverage that so they can have a life that they're really passionate about having. And that's transformation. It's when you can create what it is that you're really out to create, and then have a system that's actually tangible step by step to be able to get there. And I believe that's what we do.
Definitely.
Okay. So for people who are watching this, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
It's to go grab our book. It's www.chadandholly.com. Holly is with a Y. And you do have to type the www in. We're fixing that right now, but for right now, it's www.chadandholly.com. And that's the client attraction code. It breaks down the five
principles, yeah. Right? So when I came out of those seizures and I was over looking at our business and everything, ultimately what I started seeing was a pattern. Like I seen all of our successes. I seen the process that we all did. I was like, there is a pattern to this. There is a code. And we follow the code. So we followed the code. It worked. We brought the code to our clients. It's worked. We have story after story after story that we can share of people who've applied this code. We have it all in our book. It's www.chadandholly.com. You can go read it for yourself. Join our authentic client attraction group, and that's the best way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Really appreciate you. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks very much for being with me today and for taking the time to do this recording with me. It's a pleasure doing this.
For sure.
You're welcome.
And I hope your recording is a lot better than mine. Mine just crapped out because my internet